In today's instructional video, we will be going over the steps to replace a broken spindle on an FSB lock set. The lock set we are using today is a tubular privacy set, but this video can also serve as instructions for a multitude of other mortise locks and tubular latches that FSB is able to provide. Remember to always work on your door while it is open and in the unlocked position. First, we begin by removing the levers. Locate the set screw on your lever. For an FSB lever, this will be normally located on the bottom or on the side. Using your Allen wrench, back the set screw out just far enough so it loses contact on the spindle and ASL adapter. As soon as this set screw is loose enough, you will be able to pull the lever clean off the adapter and spindle and set it aside. Repeat this step on both sides of the door. Next, because this is a privacy set, remove the privacy pin by unscrewing it from the housing on the latch. To remove the roses, you will need a thin, flat prying device. Look for the notch underneath each of the lever roses installed on the lock set. You will be able to insert this pry device between the rose and the black plastic tab of its subconstruction. Gently pry up from bottom to top, and the rose will come loose and pop off the door. Once the roses have been removed, you will now have access to the subconstructions underneath, and more importantly, the two through bolts that hold your trim to the door. Remove these two bolts, and we can take off these subconstructions and have access to the spindle underneath. It does help sometimes to brace the end cap on the exterior portion of the door, so you have an easier time removing the bolts. After the subconstructions have been removed, it is now time to remove the spindle. If part of the broken piece is inside one of the ASL subconstructions, you may need to tap it out with a screwdriver and hammer. Insert your replacement spindle into the latch hub. You might notice that your spindle has small metal snubs on it. These are stops. These will automatically prevent you from pushing the spindle all the way through the latch, while also ensuring that the split in between both halves is directly in the center, allowing for proper activation of the latch. Now that the spindle has been replaced, it's time to put everything back together. Take your subconstructions and find the bottom of them indicated by the small black plastic tab. Place the subconstructions over the spindle with the lugs going into the prep holes made in the door. While you're doing this, please make sure that the spindle does not shift in the lock hub. If it does, you'll be able to press it back into place before you put the levers and the roses on. If you do notice there is movement, push it up until the stops hit the latch, and then you'll know it is correctly seated. When you reinstall the through bolts, make sure the end caps are on the exterior of the door and the Phillips head on the interior. When replacing the roses, make sure the little notch cut in the bottom of the rose is directly over the tab on the black plastic subconstruction. Place the rose over the subconstruction and then firmly press from the top of the rose, working your way down until it pops onto the subconstruction, affixing it to the door. Repeat this on the other side. Next, take your lever and place it over the nozzle that is housing our replaced spindle. Ensure that the lever is snug up to the rose in the door. Tighten your set screw. Repeat for your other lever. Take your privacy pin and rescrew it through the hole on the interior rows until it is snug in the latch housing.